Greetings Questers, I'm No Limits and today it's mental health time. In today's video I want to share some more tactics that I use to help myself level up in everyday life. This is something I kind of brushed over in my previous video, defeating self-limiting beliefs, and I felt it deserved its own video. A quick disclaimer, I'm not a therapist and what works for me might not work for you. If you're struggling to maintain your mental health, please seek the help of a trained medical professional. Much like the Luminaries' quest to gather the orbs and take them to Arborea, the road to self-improvement is long and littered with setbacks. While we may do our best, the world can be a scary and chaotic place. Sometimes one piece of bad news is enough to throw our progress into disarray. It's very easy for us to be hard on ourselves, to blame ourselves for letting our progress fall to the wayside, but that doesn't really help. In fact, when we do that, we're letting our inner saboteur run wild. They're jumping at the chance to criticize us. The best gift you can give yourself is the gift of kindness. Like that. Be kind. Kind to Desmond. You know, if Yuji Horii can have cuddly toys at 66 years old, I can have them at 30 years old. Here are 3 ways you can be kinder to yourself. I'm still learning as I go along, but I find that teaching is the best way for me to practice something. The first tip is, do things because you want to, not because you should or have to. My therapist, Gary, told me on the first session that I used the words should and shouldn't too much. I use these words when talking about my job and my mental health. After a few minutes of therapy, I had learnt through my own words that I was being too hard on myself and carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders. Doing things because you feel like you have to do them is a good way to feel resentment towards these things. If you tell yourself, I should stop lying in bed and go to work, you're going to feel a degree of resentment towards your job for removing you from the warm comfort of your duvet. Think about what No Limits wants to do, Gary told me. Except he didn't use the name No Limits, he used my real name. Robert. Change the should to I want to. I was having a tough time in a previous job. Teaching was proving to be overwhelming for me, and it took a toll on my mental health. I grew depressed and started to resent my job. I needed to get out, but I didn't want to let my class down. I took a lot of therapy and talks with my friends and family, but I managed to reframe my thought process. Instead of thinking, I'm trapped in a job and I'm going to let my class down if I leave, I eventually got to thinking, I want to do my best for my class this year. I got through the year and left with my head held high. These days I don't really remember many of the stresses of the job. I just look back and think, I did it! I did my best, I survived, and my class had a great time learning and having fun. That's a pretty heavy example. Here's a more common experience. Back when I started therapy, I would often bemoan the fact that I slept in far too late on weekends. One Saturday morning at 11 AM, instead of thinking, I shouldn't stay in bed, I thought, I'm tired. I want to stay in bed a little longer. 5 minutes later, I got bored and thought, you know what? I want to get out of bed. And I did. See how much easier things are when you're kind to yourself instead of fighting against yourself? Doing things you don't want to do is exhausting. Doing things because you want to, or considering and reframing your motivation, takes the edge off and removes some of the pressure. My second tip is practice self-forgiveness. Sometimes we slip up and make mistakes. Self-improvement is a process, and it's a very difficult one. If you make a mistake, berating yourself will only make it harder for you to learn. Even after many therapy sessions, and even after explaining the point in my videos, I still occasionally tell myself I should or I shouldn't do something. If I told myself off every time I made a mistake with regards to my mental health, I'd never get anywhere. I have depression and anxiety. Sometimes there are still days where I spend the entire day in bed or self-isolate, ignoring WhatsApps and phone calls. I'd have a lot more days like that if I didn't ride them out and forgive myself for slipping back to an old behaviour every now and then. Depression and anxiety don't go away if you bark at them. That just makes them worse. Don't be hard on yourself. We all have bad days, and That's okay. Self-forgiveness is a skill that takes practice. So go easy on yourself if you can't do it straight away. It takes time, and that's okay. You'll get there eventually. Finally, be patient. Self-improvement is a journey that takes a long time. Appreciate the small victories and be thankful you're making progress, no matter how small that progress might be. As a growing YouTuber, it's very tempting to constantly check the number of viewers and subscribers and be disheartened. But by reminding myself to be patient and that these things take time, I can feel good whenever the view count slowly climbs one by one, instead of feeling bad that I don't have thousands of followers. It'll take time. I'll get there. It's the same with mental health. Feel proud of yourself for taking small steps. Much like your experience points and gold in a Dragon Quest game, it all adds up. Progress is progress. With time, practice, and self-compassion, your journey towards self-improvement will become much easier. Take your time and be kind to yourself. You've already made it this far. I'm confident you can continue to improve. Just remember the 3 golden rules of being kind to yourself. Remove should, shouldn't from your vocabulary. Practice self-forgiveness. Be patient and appreciate the small victories. Thanks for watching. If you could do me a favour and like, subscribe or comment, it would not only be very helpful for the channel, but it would certainly brighten up my day. Enjoy Dragon Quest games and light-hearted Twitch streams? I'm streaming every Monday and Wednesday between 2 to 6 PM every week at twitch.tv/NoLimitsQuesting, and I'd love for you to join me. I'm also uploading Dragon Quest V Let's Play videos to this channel, so we can hang out anytime. Remember, Quester, you're doing well and improving more and more every day. It can be difficult to be kind to yourself, but if you take a moment to look around, there are many people out there rooting for you, be they friends, family, or me. You got this. Thanks, and happy questing. And remember, sometimes self-kindness is just giving your favourite cuddly toy a hug.